Hello, Todd Clemens, Okeechobee Livestock Market, and here's your weekly market report. We were off last week for Thanksgiving. We hope everybody had a really good Thanksgiving and lots of turkey and dressing and family. So we got back to work this week and we had a good run of cattle. Monday we had 1,100 and something, and Tuesday we had 1,400 and something there, so 2,500 or better for the week after the Thanksgiving break. And even though there were no sales during Thanksgiving, there was some action in the cattle market, especially the futures, which just plummeted Friday, the day after. The Black Friday was really Black Friday for the futures. The board was closed Thursday for Thanksgiving, and then opened up Friday, and it just went down, and people were trying to figure out what happened to the cattle market. Like in 2 days, what did we gain another 10 million head, or what happened? Did people quit eating beef? What happened? And it's just technicalities, I guess. And you guys have heard of the LRP insurance price protection programs that are out there. Speculation, maybe not even, maybe more than speculation, is that that had a lot to do with it, because when these prices started falling, these insurance companies that write or underwrite these programs, and it is backed by the federal government, they have to use, the insurance companies will use the futures board to protect their hedge. And so it had something to do with that, maybe. But there was it started selling off, and it just kept falling and falling. And I think over Friday and then Monday it was off again too. They lost like $15 in 2 days. It was just crazy. And then Tuesday it put almost half of it back on. Yesterday the feeder cattle are up, I think, $8. So it's just way down, and then right back up almost to where it was. So nobody really knew what to expect when we came here Monday to see what these prices were going to be here across the ring in Okeechobee. No sales last week to compare to, and so we're kind of shooting in the dark Monday, and nobody knew what to expect. But as it turns out, I couldn't see any difference in the cash prices. Calves sold pretty steady to a couple of weeks ago. And cows and bulls looked like to me they were a little bit stronger than they were a couple of weeks ago. So there's a lot of crazy things going on out there in this futures board, and a lot of people in the business. A lot of these buyers will use they'll look at that Chicago Mercantile, the CME, to see what the cattle are trading at, whether it's up or down, and they use that information, to base kind of what they're going to give for cattle. But anymore, you can't do that. It's cash, and how you determine cash is just pure, it's price discovery. And it seems to me that cash is just more stable than the futures is right now, and it's not being the tool that it was designed to be. There's so much volatility in it. I don't know what the answer is there, but we were just happy to see these cattle selling for what they did. Our 500-pound steer calves are still bringing really good. I got some quotes here for you from yesterday. On the 5 to 550, net average weight of 522, and the net average price was $2.55 a pound. That's very good. On the 6 weight, from 6 to 650, those steers, number one steers, net average weight of 627 at $2.30 a pound, and that's over $1,400. So there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of cows yesterday brought over $1 on the better end. A lot of the thinner cows still bringing in the 70s and 80s on the thin ones, but the real good, healthy, bigger cows are bringing up there around 90 to $1. A few of them even over that. And we had some bulls sale yesterday, some big slaughter bulls yesterday that weighed close to a ton anyway, from 1,800 up, that brought over $1.25 to $1.30, and that's real good. So we're happy to see these prices at the level they are. They didn't quite reach what we thought we were going to get to at the end of this year. We were looking for the fourth quarter, for the end of the year, prices to be a little bit better than what they were, but this volatility in this cattle market has kind of just I don't know, it hasn't reached to the potential that we thought it was going to get to, and maybe has to do with the retail prices that on the other end. Heck, I went and bought 4 steaks this last weekend. They were ribeyes. They were pretty good sized, nice ribeye steaks, and a bag of marshmallows or something I bought there with them. But anyway, $85, and I couldn't believe it. You know, that I knew, well, boy, this is a pretty big piece of steak, but just the man rang it up, and sure enough, there it was, $85. 4 packages of steaks, 4 steaks, ribeyes, and a bag of marshmallows. We roasted the marshmallows, by the way, on the fire. It's winter time in South Florida. I'm sitting here with my jacket on. It's 48 degrees, I think it was this morning. That's just really cold weather in South Florida, but it's nice to be here, and we're not having to fight that 0-degree weather. And I know they had some nasty weather out in the Midwest. It got really cold, but I do also heard that there was a lot of good moisture, some wet snow. Lots of places got snow and rain, and in places that we needed it, where the wheat's growing and these winter pastures are growing, which look like to me might be the driving factor in keeping these Florida calves, the prices up on them and the demand for them. I could see a lot of action on these number 1 calves. We had about 150 head of calves that came from one place down around the lake yesterday, and they were weighing from 500 to 600 pounds, and they sold really good. Those calves were mostly black, pretty Angusy, maybe a little bit of Brangus cross in them there a little bit, but very good calves, and they brought real good money. And we've got 2 more weeks of regular sales. After this week, we've got 2 weeks in December for regular sales, and then our special slaughter cow sale on December the 19th. That's a Tuesday. Slaughter only. No calf buyers will be here, just slaughter buyers, okay? So remember that. So we're getting down to the end of this year, and looks like we're going to end it on a pretty good note. We do have also next Tuesday, Nilco Farms replacement heifers. They're open heifers, ready to put a bull in with them, ready to go, big and nice. They're Brayfords and composites, and also some black and black baldies, and that'll be on the producer's cattle auction venue. That will be Tuesday. You can go online and bid on those cattle online, or you can also just come here to the market. We're going to take floor bids here too, and that'll be at 3 o'clock next Tuesday. If you're interested or needing some more heifers, now would be a good time to get them. Our high prices this week, here's a familiar name. Old River Cattle Company right here in Okeechobee topped the calf market with a little 185-pound calf that brought, get this, $4.25. That calf was bought by Bob Harrington. And on the slaughter cow side, Larson Dairy, barn number 8, topped the cow market with a 1,775-pound cow that brought $1.11. That cow was bought by Cargill. That's your market report. Thank you. Seems to me right now demand for these calves are somewhere in that 400 to 500 weight range. They don't have to especially be number 1s. They could be 1.5s. Something that these buyers are looking for that they can buy affordably and upgrade. That would be something that's got some pretty decent bone to them, but not overly fat. They've got some conditioning to them. These calves will go from here. They'll be backgrounded and preconditioned somewhere, and they'll be put on winter pastures. And one thing now this time of year, you got to remember, us being down here in Florida and all the Brahman blood that we have in our cattle, that in the cold places of the country now, you can't take these Brahman calves because they don't have enough hair on them, and they'll get frozen. They can't handle that cold. So you got to have some cattle that can grow hair, and that would be Angus or Charolais or Hereford, something more Englishy with not as much Brahman in them. So the heavier these calves are, you don't have that much of a option to go with them. If they're over 600 pounds, 600 or 700 pound calves, they're going to pretty much have to go to a feedlot, unless somebody wants to kick them out on some grass for a little bit. But the lighter calves are the ones that seem to be in more demand. And I say lighter, I'm talking 400 to 500 up to 550, something somebody can turn out on winter pasture and put a couple hundred pounds on. And so these cattle get up there to 7 to 750, maybe 8, and then they'll come off the winter pastures and they'll go into a feedlot, and that's where they'll be the rest of their life. So and those are things you need to consider right now this time of year. Brahman cattle will not be as desirable. Cattle that can grow hair and survive in cold months are more desirable. Lighter calves that can gain weight efficiently like a 200 pounds in 4 months, something like that. That's what these buyers are looking for. So when these cattle come off these pastures, and the reason they go to this wheat pastures or winter grass, ryegrass, is because the cost of gain is a lot cheaper to put pounds on the grass. Let's just say that in a feedlot, for instance, it costs you $1 a pound for every pound that a calf puts on there in the feedlot, $1 a pound. If you put them on grass for 3 months, that cost of gain may be 65 or 70 cents a pound, maybe 80 cents a pound. But whatever it is, it's lower than what it costs in the feedlot. So that's why they want to buy these calves as affordable as they can, keep them on grass as long as they can, put on as much weight as they can for the cheapest amount of money. And when they go to the feedlot, they're going to be weighing 700 to 800 pounds, and they'll stay there until they're ready to be picked or to be harvested. And that weight will depend on the size of the frame of the animal, but generally speaking, anywhere from 1,200 to 1,400 pounds would be the weight that they're going to be when they come out of the feedlot to go to the packing house.